Today we're going to look at importing audio. We're going to look at the best way to import audio and the quickest way to import audio. Then we're going to import MIDI, and then we're going to finish things off by importing session data. Hope this tutorial is beneficial for you. Importing audio, I like to do it. The quickest way to do it is in the Finder. So let's just check this out real quick. I'm going to open up my Finder. I navigate it to the audio that I want to bring in. So I have audio loops here, and I have some drum kits. So I can just drag it over here, drop it in. It asks me, in this case, it's a different type of file, if I want to import the original tempo. And I'm going to say, yeah, import the tempo. And then this pops up. This is the quickest way to import audio. So I have this. Okay. So that's a drum loop. That's importing audio. It's really quick. You open up a Finder, you drag that audio into your track lists right here, and you're done. Second way to import audio, and perhaps it's a little bit slower, but it would be more beneficial, and I'll show you why in a second. So File, Import Audio, which is going to be Shift-Command-I for a keyboard shortcut. I am just going to grab one of these. So here's a snare. Here's a church clap. This is what makes this a little bit more powerful. It grabs what I've just selected right here, and then it actually prompts me, do I want to convert it to my session's sample rate and bit depth? This sample that I'm grabbing is 24-bit. So when I convert it over, there's no conversion. But if it was a 16-bit sample, or if it was recorded at 44.1, it was actually. So the sample rate is 44.1. My session's sample rate is 48K. So I'd want to convert it over. So it says apply sample rate conversion, SRC. And I'm going to say, yes, I want to apply that conversion. It is going to sound a little bit different because the sample rate is changing. But it's going to convert that clip, so it's going to play nice with the rest of my session. So I'm going to hit open. So I've applied SRC. I've gone the slowest way possible, so it's the best quality, so tweakhead. And source sample rate 44.1, and it's going to 48,000. So open. It's going to ask, hey, where do you want to go? So that's fine. I'll put it right here at the session start. I'll put it in my audio folder for this particular session. And now we have this. And I could grab another one. So now I'm rolling. And we could even do clap, clap. That's fine. That's not what we're doing. We're just importing. So that is importing audio, importing MIDI. So I like to import MIDI also from the Finder. Quick fact, you cannot import MIDI and audio at the same time. You need to do one and then the others. And that's just a thing. I'm not sure if that's in all DAWs or just in Pro Tools, but it's definitely a thing in Pro Tools. So I'm just going to navigate to a MIDI loop. I forget which one that was, but I'm going to guess this one. So I'm going to grab this MIDI loop, MIDI chorus. I'm going to drag that over into my track list. It pops up this dialog box. New track on an instrument track. It's saying, hey, where do you want me to live? New destination. Great. Or do you just want me to go in the clip list over here for use later on? I'm going to put it on a new instrument track. Do I want to import tempo map from MIDI files? Import key signature. So that's interesting because this audio is already in Elastic Audio. I'll hit OK, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to mute these. And we have a MIDI track right here. The next and last thing we need to do is we need to load some type of instrument on it. So I'll go to my instrument tracks, and I'll load a version of Contact. You see it's grayed out right now, but it should come to life once I load something. So I'm going to load Drum Lab and see if I get lucky. Sometimes it won't play. Typically it plays. So let's have a listen to this right here. Cool. So I can come in and even change the sound. I can swap out snares. I can swap out the kicks. I can swap out it's just MIDI information. I can do whatever I want with it, really. So that is importing MIDI. You can import it from the file menu, import MIDI, Option Command I. So Shift Command I for audio, Option Command I for MIDI, and we would be rocking and a rolling. So now I could even change that MIDI around. That's importing MIDI. Okay. So the last thing that I'll do is I will import session data. So this is one of my favorite ways to import settings, plugin settings, actual audio clips, MIDI clips, whatever, aux returns. Let me show you what I mean. So I have this drum track right here. So we're going to solo up this audio. So we're just listening to this drum track, and it sounds like this. But if I had been working on another session and I'd already mixed drums, particular like drums that sounded like this, I could go grab the settings and I can apply it to this session right away. So let me show you what I mean. So I have these drums right here. Notice on the inserts, there's no mixing. This is just the drums that came over from that sample pack. So if I go File, Import Session Data. Now I don't have to have I have it soloed right now. It doesn't have to be soloed. So I have to navigate to the session where I mixed the drums, which is right here. And I'm going to open up this PTX folder. So that's the PTX file right here. So I'm opening that up. And here are my options. Drums. This is the source. And the destination is going to be my track called Drums. So I'm going to import. I'm not going to import the existing playlist, but I am going to import in the main one here. So let me just go through it. I'm going to import main output assignment. The big one is plugin assignments. So I'm going to import plugin assignments, and I'll import plugin settings and automation. That's really what I want to import because I'm trying to import the dynamics that I mixed in the other session. So let's hit OK, and I'll hit OK again. And now check this out. So now I have all my dynamics coming over into this session. So it sounds like this. So a little bit beefier, and before it sounded like this. And after. This is like my favorite way to mix. I'll build a session out, I'll mix the first song, and then I'll take some of those elements of that mix and I'll put it on the next record, or the next track on the record. So that gives the record a little bit of context, even though the songs are different, hopefully. Your processing can at least have the same beginning. Now, automation is going to change and things like that, but you can jump into a mix and kind of be like 80-85% of the way finished just by importing session data. So that's 3 ways to import. We got importing audio, importing MIDI, and importing session data. Hope you found that helpful, and we'll see you in the next one.